We all love ruining films that we like by letting everyone know how they don't make sense, in the same way that we like pointing at the ugly character in movies, looking at our siblings and saying, hey, that's you. There are some big plot holes that ruin stories. One of my personal favourites is, why does Buzz Lightyear stay still when Andy comes into the room if he doesn't think he's a toy? Regardless, this is the top 10 glaring plot holes that you didn't realise the movie actually solved. Number 10. How did the T-Rex get into the Welcome Centre in Jurassic Park? Problem. At the end of Jurassic Park, the T-Rex shows up once again to save our heroes. She sneaks into the Welcome Centre to save the gang from the Velociraptors. But hang on, how did that massive T-Rex get in that much smaller building? Solution: the massive open hole that's right there. That one, right there. If you want to worry about engineering of Jurassic Park, why not worry about the T-Rex paddock that goes from being level to having a massive drop in minutes? Number 9. Loki gets captured just to bring together those who can stop him, the Avengers. Problem. The film's second act sees Loki captured in what is revealed to be a complex plot to drive the heroes apart, which is the stupidest plan ever. Not only does it rely on, but it actually creates the very thing that stops him, dumb as well as punny. Solution. Not only does Loki's plan allow for more unpredictable events, it's also got genuine purpose. He appears to be doing preemptive damage control. The mid-credit sting revealing that the whole thing was a part of some grander plan suggests the Titan seems to want the team together. Number 8. Who heard Citizen Kane's last words if he died alone? Citizen Kane. Problem. No, I don't mean Kane the wrestler, that would be mental. But what is Rosebud? The entire plot of Citizen Kane is driven by the meaning behind the newspaper tycoon's final words, and after 2 boobless hours it's revealed that it's led from when he was a boy. Aw, so the monster was just like us. So it's pretty movie ruining when you realise that no one was there to hear him actually say the words. His nurse comes into the room only after he's died. Solution. When the reporter interviews Kane's butler, he reveals that he was in the room with him when he died. We just didn't see him thanks to the edited opening. Although, that possesses another question. Why did he just stand in the shadows when his master died? Number 7. How did Bruce Wayne get back into Gotham? The Dark Knight Rises. Problem. The Dark Knight Rises is full of alleged plot holes that aren't as movie-destroying as the haters would have you believe. That doesn't mean that there are some dumb ones out there, but the biggie is, how did Bruce Wayne get back into Siege Gotham without the use of any of his bat tech? Solution. There's lots of crazy theories as to how Bruce got back, ranging from the kinda logical he used the bat on autopilot to the kinda totally not, how Superman flew him across. Ridiculous. But using everything we know about Gotham from across the Dark Knight trilogy, it's easy to construct an in-world solution. In Batman Begins, we learn 2 important things about the Wayne Mansion. It's not in Gotham for a start, and it has a bunch of old tunnels connecting it to the city. And that's all you really need to explain it. Number 6. How did Andy reattach the poster, The Shawshank Redemption? This is where I should normally do a really bad impression of Morgan Freeman. Problem number 1. I can't do a Morgan Freeman impression. Problem number 2. In a surprising twist ending, it's revealed that a movie that has redemption in the title is going to have a happy ending. Shocker, it turns out that Andy Dufresne, wrongly convicted of a double murder, has been slowly tunneling his way out of Shawshank prison for a hammer blunting 20 years. Using a poster to cover up his escape, one night he crawls to freedom. Good thing his cell was on the end. The problem here is that it's nigh on impossible to put the poster back up. It's not a position people normally find themselves in, so how did Andy manage to reattach the poster on all 4 corners? Solution. Don't do a Morgan Freeman impression. Solution number 2. Short answer, he didn't. The framing of the reveal scene is incredibly interesting in that the poster isn't seen until the warden throws the chess piece through it. This obviously stops the audience from preemptively thinking it's important, but has the added benefit of making it impossible to tell how exactly it's hung up. Andy just stuck it to the wall above the hall and let it drape naturally. Is that not alright? Can we just agree with that? He just stuck it up and let it drape naturally. That's believable, innit? Number 5. Why does Obi-Wan lie? Star Wars. Problem. That impression has absolutely nothing to do with this particular heading. Why does Obi-Wan lie? I'll tell you what, Cal. Do Darth Vader. No, don't. That was problem number 1 and solution number 1. Problem number 2, Star Wars is the typically fantasy story, just transplanted into space. There's a wizard, an evil castle, and a camp sidekick. Heck, the hero is even an orphan. Not just any orphan either. His father was killed by the big bad guy, but in The Empire Strikes Back, it's revealed that the big bad is his father. Cue worldwide playground debates and appalling impressions. See earlier. Solution number 2. Well, in The Return of the Jedi, Obi-Wan calms Luke by saying his previous statements were true from a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view.
I guess this could be deemed a bad solution from a certain point of view, and my impressions are brilliant from a certain point of view. Number 4. Why not just use the Eagles, Lord of the Rings? Problem. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious, isn't it? Just fly the ring there. It's obvious. It would save 2 movies at least. Plus, I bloody hate walking. If you fly there, there's a high chance you'll get a meal and an in-flight movie, but it won't be Lord of the Rings as it won't have anywhere near long enough for the duration of the flight. Solution. One does not simply fly into Mordor. There's no airport for a start. It may be easier than walking, but it's still fraught with danger. There's plenty of airbase threats that the risk is just too great. But if something did go wrong, you could totally sue for free air miles. Number 3. Why is Brand still young at the end? Interstellar. Problem. The ending of the film sees Matthew McConaughey's Cooper jump 50 or so years into the future, where he swiftly sets out to try and reunite with Anne Hathaway's Dr. Brand, who, despite not being thrown back through a black hole, is miraculously aged as little as him in the intervening years. She must be using some form of face cream or something. Solution. It's the face cream, isn't it? No, it's not. This is only a plot hole if you take Cooper's actions in the never-ending hall of bookcases as being inside the black hole. So if you do, don't. And that way, that's your solution. Number 2. How did things work out the first time around? The Terminator. Problem. Who was John Connor's father the first time around before Kyle Reese was sent back? And how did John become a revolutionary leader without his mother going through all of this? Isn't time travel difficult to follow? Solution. It's a very simple time loop. Skynet sent a machine back to kill Sarah. In reaction, humans sent Reese, who destroyed the machine and fathers John Connor, who in turn motivates Skynet to send the machine, and so on. So the machines are inadvertently creating the cause of the defeat. I thought this one was simple, it's not.
Huh?
Number 1. Why didn't they both go on that door? Titanic. The problem. James Cameron's $200 million excuse to go diving in his favourite shipwreck contains one of the most universally mocked plot holes in movie history. There was easily room on the door thing Rose uses to keep herself out of the water after the Titanic sinks, as Jack, well, he's sinking, isn't he? That's what he does. Solution. Jack and Rose sharing the piece of driftwood is such an obvious idea that's literally the first thing they do. And you know what? It starts sinking, so Jack gets off. It's that simple, really. The film inexplicably disproves it, so Jack lets Rose on the wreck because he's a gentleman. Okay, a pickpocketing, gambling drunk, but a gentleman nonetheless. Did we miss any out? Let us know down below and don't forget to like and subscribe.